Hey, 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 YouTube. We are live at 5. I am so excited to be here. I am Dr. Nina Addison, your You Can specialist, where I prove to you that you can do anything needed, wanted, or desired. How do I know? Because Philippians 4:13 tells us so. I can do all things, not in my own might, but through Christ who strengthens me. And y'all, I'm excited to be here. So y'all want to share this out. This is day one of a 3-day challenge. Yes, yes, yes. What are we here to do? Destroy doubt. That's what we're doing. That's why we are here. That's what we're excited about today, y'all. And that's exactly what we're about to do. And so I'm going to make sure that all of the people know that we are live. I'm going to give it to you strong, but I promise not to be too long. So we'll be 30 minutes or less. But we want to make sure that the people know that we live. We are live. We are here. We are excited. It is time to share. It is time to push out. It is time. Now I'm trying to find it on my own to see if I could share it out with people, but I don't want to hold you all. I want to make sure that we get it good, that we get this here good. And so I'm here again. I'm here to do exactly that, to help you my channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it out, turn on your notifications, all of the things, because we are going to be very motivated here today. We're going to be excited. Hello, thank you for showing up for you. I appreciate you for showing up. Beautiful Tuesday to you. And so as we are here, we are sharing this out. You can't wait for the talk, girl. I can't wait to give you the talk. And yes, y'all, we're gonna talk in the chat and all of the things, because I want to make sure that you all are getting exactly what you need, exactly what I told you gonna get, and you are going to be able to destroy some doubt. Now I'm looking for my own live on YouTube, and I can't seem to find it myself. But guess what? I'm gonna just go ahead and go, and it'll show up to me later. It'll show up for me later. So let's get going, y'all. Let's get going out. Let's get going. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. And so we are only live on YouTube. So if you want some of this, you got to be here. So yeah, somebody will share it to me later. It'll pop up in my inbox or something, or I'll figure it out. So let's go ahead and go. Destroying doubt. And I want to get into some of the things that may concern you or anybody who is going through any type of doubt. Doubt is something, it is partners with fear. Because when you doubt, you're saying, like, nah, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if that's for me. So and so said this, so and so said that. That puts you in a place of fear. And we know, of course, we know biblically God has not given us the spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind, right? Yes. But naturally, you also have to think about how fear and doubt keeps you from doing the things that you want to do really in your heart. That your heart is telling you to go after, your heart is telling you to do. And so oftentimes people don't move on the things that they're supposed to move on. And this is how you end up looking. Oh, we don't nobody want to admit looking like that, right? Nobody wants to admit looking like the elephant that's tied to a little bitty stake in the ground, and the elephant looks sad, right? Why do the elephant look sad? Well, the elephant is looking sad because although the elephant can easily rip itself from that little stake in the ground, but the elephant had been trained its mind that it can't go anywhere. This elephant has been trained to stay on that stake since it was a little bitty elephant. So as a baby elephant, it couldn't move the stake. Like it couldn't move it. Which brings me to our point that I want to prove today. A lot of us have so much doubt because we have things buried within us, rooted deep within us, that we have not healed from. Somebody said something, somebody did something, somebody claimed something, and we took that on as our own. And instead of taking a lot of positive things, we took a lot of negative things and it built up in us. it may not even have been said to you directly. We didn't heard somebody say something to somebody else, and we saw how it turned out for them. We didn't saw else experience something or how it may not have worked out for somebody else, and then we took that on for our own self. Well, it ain't gonna work out for me. Well, I better not try. Well, let me stay in my lane. Well, your lane might be the lane that you should be going in. And so we're going to talk and focus on today about getting to the root of the issue, because doubt doesn't, when you're a baby and you start growing up, you believe you could do anything. You actually go out and try to do a whole lot of stuff. But as we grow up and as we experience life, and life be lifing, sometimes as a kid, sometimes as a teenager, and then sometimes as an adult, when life begins to life, we begin to doubt. But we can pluck that up from the root. We can pluck it, y'all. We can pull it from the root, because that's what we have to do. And when we pull it from the root, we're able to plant what we believe in ourselves, the good stuff. We're able to plant the seeds of greatness in ourselves. And then we're able to go and achieve it. So let's go. Let me show y'all something else. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, I want y'all to pick up what I'm putting down. I see a few people here. Y'all talk on. Well, let's talk on in the chat, because I want to make sure that you feel. Yes, but elephants, they actually train some elephants. Yeah, it's been conditioned to stay. They train some elephants to do that. And when they do that, they don't do anything different. Now, I got another image for y'all. I'm an image person. I learn visually, so I like to share visuals. Y'all see this tree, right? This tree right here? This tree is never going to really die as long as the roots are in the ground. Right now, you see the roots are down. You see that the roots is, is pretty planted, and it's pretty deep down in the ground. Yeah, it's deep down in the ground. So it's hard to get this tree out. Even if you cut this tree, it can grow back because the roots are in the ground. So my question to you, what do you have rooted that you need to pluck up and pull out? What is that thing that you have dealt with? I'm so glad you're picking it up. What is that thing that you have dealt with or deal with that is so deep that it's been hard for you to remove? That you just like it stops and stagnates you? Was it something somebody said? I remember people would say I would be no good. I remember people would say, "Girl, that business ain't gonna thrive. It ain't gonna last. Girl, that's you just doing something. You just playing around." I remember people laughing, talking about me. I was bullied as a child and as an adult. Okay. I remember these things. So I had to make a decision. Am I going to allow these things to define me, or am I going to allow what the word of God says define me and what I believe about me? Because if I allow all these people and all these things that we tend to do, we tend to allow people, what they say, how they feel, what they think about us. We let that define us instead of what God is saying, the creator of the universe and everything in it. He says we're fearfully and wonderfully made with the apple of his eye and all these other great things. He tells us not to doubt, but we often do it. We often pick up what these people are putting down instead of putting down what they putting down, what they putting down for us, and allowing what God's word says about us. So my question that I'm going to ask every single day, the first question I want to ask you, and I should have asked this when I first started, but we're going to still ask it. If there was something that you wanted to do, your biggest, boldest dream, biggest, boldest goal, what is that you would do if you knew you could and wouldn't fail without a doubt? Ask yourself that. What is my big dream that I would do and live out? I'm going to share some of mine with y'all because my dreams are huge and they will be accomplished, right? So, of course, one of them is I know God has called, he's already spoken into my life, and I believe it. My mom even said that even as a kid, I would tell her, don't call us broke. We ain't poor, we rich. because that's something that God put in me before he formed me, that I'm going to be wealthy. Now, I don't have, I don't come from a family of wealth. So that could seem impossible for people, right? How you gonna say you gonna be wealthy and you won't have no family members that do it? Guess what? I don't care what people have not done. I don't care what I've seen growing up. I don't care about those things. Baby, I rocked them pro wings. Mama made sure we was clothed. She made sure we had shoes. She made sure we had food. She made sure we was taken care of. Okay. So we was very well taken care of. She didn't break the bank to get us Jordans and this and that. No, we went to Payless and had pro wings, and I rocked my pro wings excitedly. When I got my first pair of K Swiss, I fell in love with K Swiss. But those things could have shaped me and made me feel different ways. It could have shaped me to be like, oh man, my kids ain't growing up like this and woo, woo, woo. But she taught us value in appreciating what we have. But me saying I know I'm going to be wealthy is because that's also what God has said, and because I'm his child. And see, as his children, we got to know who we are. We got to know our rightful place. We got to appreciate the us that he has created. I have a physical difference. I don't have thumbs. This is not a thumb. This is the finger you use to point with. I use as a thumb on both hands. I don't have much movement in my left hand. This is as much as I can move my left hand. Full movement in my right hand. I can wiggle my fingers, but my left hand, this is y'all don't feel the strain that I'm putting on my hand just by moving it like this. It's like working it out. But I don't let that stop me. Was it always easy? No. But I had to stop doubting and believe that God knew me before he formed me in my mother's womb and that I wasn't a mistake. You, my dear, are not a mistake. You are not a mistake. You're not an accident. You wasn't born just on happenstance. No, you were born by the creator of the universe for a purpose. So getting to the root of that thing that tries to keep you bound, that tries to keep you stagnant, that tries to keep you with a no, I can't, I won't, all of the no, 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 and no. If it's somebody that said something to you, what did their words do to you? Because people love to say words don't hurt, but I beg to differ. You remember the words that people say about you longer than you remember somebody hitting you. That hit, that scratch, that whatever a heel. But what someone said about you is that thing that you just hold on to. Well, they said I'm ugly, or they said I'll never amount to nothing, or they said this ain't gonna work. What if it don't work? What if it do? What if it do? See, we always take the negative, but I challenge you to take every negative that you've ever heard, ever read, ever been said to you, and turn it into a positive. You have that power. But see, oftentimes we don't tap into the power that's within us. Yes, y'all, I got my workbook. I got my copy of Destroying That Self-Doubt. I hope you got your copy too. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be saying to you all, I'm pulling directly from the book. Directly from the book. Some of the stuff is directly from the book. And I took notes. So that's why I was like, wait a minute, go grab them notes you took. That you was like, oh, don't forget to tell them that. Don't forget to tell them that. Because I don't want to forget to tell y'all nothing me and God was talking about when we was preparing this time for you. But yes, so I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on going. So, because I said something and it triggered in my mind, like Nina, where's that? Where's that index card? You was just writing all that good stuff on for the people. You was writing all the good stuff on for the people. Anyway, let's keep on going. So, to get to the root, how do you get to the root? You first identify what the root is. You have to identify who told you. Who told you you couldn't? Who told you that you wouldn't? Who told you those things? And why did them telling you that have such an impact on you that it has you stagnant? It has you stuck. It has you feeling like I don't know. Or did you tell yourself? Do you realize that sometimes we could be our own worst enemy? Because once the enemy plant a little bitty seed in our mind, if we allow it to grow and fester and build, and get rooted, then we stop. So sometimes the root is ourselves. We have to pluck up all that negativity and pull it up from the root and throw it cast it out into the sea. Because you are meant, y'all, God has been blowing my mind. He's been blowing my mind simply because I said yes. Simply because I said, God, what we doing? What you want to do, Daddy? Let's do it. And a simple yes to God is huge, because then you give him something to work with. Even if you feel like you doubt, you got to do it anyway and tell God to help your unbelief, because he can deal with your mustard seed faith. But you also have to be willing to do some work within yourself, some work on yourself, so that you can destroy anything that's standing against you, so that you can take it away. So one of my things for you to do is to write a letter to any doubt you have. Y'all, I'm really looking for this thing because I'm like, that was some good stuff. Where is it? I want you to write a letter to any doubt that you have. And let me tell you why writing a letter to this doubt is important. Because when you have doubt and when you think you can't, not only are you blocking your own blessing, but you blocking the blessings of other people. Sometimes it's going to take you to live out your purpose and you to do what it is that God has called you to do, so somebody else could do that, what they're called to do. Yeah. Yep. You got that much responsibility on you, because your yes is not just tied to you. Your yes is tied to your legacy. Your yes is tied to your generations to come. Your yes is tied to way more than you know. But it's going to take you to get out of your way and you to do that thing. You to get started. You to say, why was I ever allowing this stuff to hold me back anyway? Why was I so stuck in my own self that I was not living out what I was supposed to live out? Because what you're supposed to live out is going to bless you, but it could bless a whole family. Look at Esther. Let's talk about Esther real quick. Esther, lovely, beautiful self, right? She had to go into become the queen. Never thought she would become a queen. That wasn't on her list of things to do. She became the queen, and then she had to deliver the people. She was scared, y'all. She was scared. Like, wait a minute, what you want me to do? You want me to? He ain't even called for me. But she had some doubt, because she knew that going into see her husband could cost her life. But her stepping outside of that doubt, and y'all, I guess I'm following Esther. I've been fasting for before this, because I said, God, I don't want to just say, and I guess that's why I can't find an index card, huh? God, I don't want to just say what I want to say. I want you to speak. You know what they need to hear. And so she had fasted, she sought God, and he answered. And because she did that, she saved a whole nation. Do you hear me? She didn't dream. Well, who knows? Maybe she did dream as a little girl. I wonder what it would be like to be a queen. How do we know? That was never told to us whether that was her deepest, darkest desire. But what is your deepest, darkest desire? Her parents were killed. So she went through some things. Her uncle was raising her. She went through some things. But she did not let the things she was going through to define her and kill her. She didn't allow it, because had she not done what she did, she was a Jew too. She would have got too. And so we have to understand that our purpose is deeper than us. And when we leave that negative stuff just rooted in us, I'm telling y'all, the stuff may seem like, oh, it ain't gonna work. Yes, it will. How you know if you don't try it? Write a letter to everything you doubt. If it's people that you need to forgive them. I was like, God, you know what? This person, a family member, a close family member, I remember her telling me, oh, your businesses ain't going to amount to nothing, and this, and that. Listen, Yes, it will. It will amount to something. It's going to amount to whatever I want it to amount to. And it's still thriving over a decade after she done told me that. Had I let her words hinder me, I wouldn't be where I am today. Had I let her words take root in me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So you got to think about all those things that's been said to you that is a lie. Telling you you're not enough is a lie. Telling you anything negative is a lie from the pits of hell. And you got to let go of all of that stuff. Nina, it's easy. You can't do it. If you never make a step forward, you will never be able to go through it. So what are you waiting on? Even if it's something that seems impossible, you take that word impossible and break it up to I'm possible. Because with God, all things are what? Possible. So you first got to identify what that thing is. Is it you? Is it somebody else? Is it something that happened? And then you got to turn that negative into a positive. Every negative can be turned into a positive. I don't care what it is. If it's a negative, it can be turned into a positive. But you got to make a decision to turn that negative into a positive. Okay? So your inner dialogue. How are you speaking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? You gotta, that's why I said, if it's you, check yourself, fix yourself, correct yourself. Because you have to, you must. Destiny is calling you, is waiting for you, it needs you. If it's your inner dialogue, break up with that part of you and get rid of it. Open your door, tell it bye, and close your door. Never turn again. You ever allow, I decree and you are gone to the pits of hell from which you come. That's all negativity is. And the word sometimes no, you have to say no to yourself if it's not good for you. Yes to the parts that is good for you. And let God ordain your steps and order your steps. I'm gonna check the comments real quick. I haven't been looking at the comments. Over the years I've gotten better. Good. I'm so glad you no longer tell yourself you're not smart enough, because you're smarter than you know. You're smarter than you know. Be a traveling medical missionary with a mobile vehicle giving free health screenings to the community. So, have you started your business? Have you incorporated? See, this is the benefit of showing up live. Okay, I get to talk back to you. Have you started your business? Have you incorporated? Have you made a nonprofit? Because this will be a nonprofit. Have you started applying for grants? Have you gotten a 501c3? See, I'm telling you the things that you could do to make this possible. This is possible. Honey, this is more than possible. You saying yes to yourself, people can give you a vehicle. People can give you these type of things when you have your 501c3, your tax exempt, because they could write it off as a tax write-off. Y'all, I have gotten 3 churches their 501c3s. Businesses, 1, 2, maybe 3 businesses. I don't do 501c3s professionally, but I know how to, because I'm not going to let nothing stand in my way of getting what I need to get. Yeah. And I try to help other people to do the same. No, let me correct myself. I help other people to do the same. I don't have to try, because it's in me, so I do it. It's in me, so I do it. So you could do it. That's right. You are not a mistake. None of us are mistakes. My hands was not a mistake. Even if my arms were short, even if I had no arms, listen, it does not matter. Difference makes a difference. Your difference had to exist so that you could be who it is that God created you to be. I probably would not be this person, being this example, if my hands wasn't different, if I didn't have something this different about me. And I don't, how can I say this? I don't feel like I use my hands enough to show the world. And that's something I'm changing. That's why I'm doing these challenges. That's why I'm doing different things. That's why I'm creating events where people can come together and be inspired and see that their difference makes a difference and walk away feeling like they can conquer the world, because you can conquer the world. You can conquer whatever you can do, but you got to doubt. You got to remove all of that. You got to move the naysayers, and you got to know that you can. So I got a couple journal prompts that I have in the workbook. So if you have the workbook, if you got a workbook, you are a little bit ahead and you can do it. You can do it. I'm going to share a couple of my banners at the bottom. I definitely encourage you all to connect with me. I am at Nina Motivates on all social media. On Facebook, I'm Nina Motivates, the letter U behind Nina Motivates. But everything else is that's my link tree. You can screenshot this, and you can catch me at youcanspecialist@gmail.com if you have questions or want to communicate with me after the lives. Also, this is my stand store. So the Destroying Doubt workbook. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. It's a whole workbook. I got my little thing on. So there you go. So you can get this workbook. It is I don't know how many pages, 64-page workbook that you can go and download. A digital workbook. You download it, you print it, and do the work. Do the work. The work works when you do the work. I promise you, it works when you do the work. It's one of the questions in the workbook that I want to ask you today. Whose voice plays in your head when you think about taking risks? Whose voice is it that you hear? Do you hear your own voice? Do you hear the voice of God? Because if it's the voice of God and He's telling you to take that risk, baby, you're going to do it unapologetically. You're going to do it boldly. You're going to do it. Okay? Or is it something somebody said, something somebody did? Because we have experiences, even as children. There are some people that have experiences that they don't even want to talk about. They don't want to share. They may have even hidden it so deep down that they don't even understand or know. Sometimes you got to go and spend some time with God and think about that thing. What is it, God? Is it something? I even went to God and said, God, bring all the memories of my childhood back. It's some things my mother don't even know, that she don't know. She don't know that I went down to my neighbor's house one day and my neighbors was in their living room doing drugs, shooting up. And I stood there and I stared like a deer with headlights. And all the neighbor could say is, I'm sorry, you got to see this, Nina. And then her daughter came up and said, why y'all doing this? Come on, Nina. And I went to her room. And I didn't tell my mom because I knew she would never let me go down there and help and play with my friends again. But that seed could have done anything to me. It could have done anything. So you have to go back. You got to do the hard things. And you got to think about all the things that you may have blocked out. Those things that may have turned you into the person that you are. But some things, what we have to realize is everything we experience is meant to teach us something. We never fail. We always learn lessons. We never fail. We always learn lessons. So we have to look at things. It's all in how you look at it, how it plays in your head. Your mindset is everything. And so the way you think about a thing. So for me, for that instance, that showed me I don't ever want to do drugs because I could be strung out. And I could, I remember, shortly after that, they lost their place and they had to move and all of those things. And okay, I don't want this to happen to my future family. So I got to do something different. So take all of your experiences and turn every negative into a positive. You might say, and I don't know why I feel this, well, Nina, somebody molested me as a child. Well, maybe your purpose is to tell your story so that the next person can avoid being molested. I was abused and beat as a child. Maybe your experience is so that you can know how to properly love your children or teach other children or work in the social service field. A lot of social workers were foster children. Yep. They found out that that was their purpose because of what they dealt with. So it's all up to you how you take what you deal with and what you do with what you deal with, what you've experienced. When one of my parents wasn't in my life growing up, but I bet you might say, I'm gonna make sure that I'm in my child's life. Or you may be able to tell that story to encourage the next person to know that although they may have felt like they was missing something, they weren't missing it all along, and that they can make it and that they can become. So I went a little deep just to show you how certain situations, certain things we deal with, it may be rough and tough, but that don't have to be your story. That don't have to be your end. Those are the things you went through too. But now you're going to do. But now what are you going to do? If you feel like you haven't reached that point yet, I challenge you right now to dig deep, become better, become you absolutely can. That's all I got for today, y'all. And obviously, God wanted to have his way. I didn't even have Esther written down nowhere. So that was all God. I pray that something was said to encourage you, to inspire you, to move you. Your homework is to write that letter to yourself. Write a letter to doubt. Any doubt you have, write that letter. Drop a one in the comments if you picked up what I'm putting down and you enjoyed this and got something from it. Feel free to email me, reach out to me, or all of the things if you want to talk more about this and get more, get more, get more. We got day 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about relationships and how relationships change, y'all. They change when you are changing. When you all right, come on, come on, come on. Yes, thank you, thank you. You like that? I like that too. Thank you. A lot of good gems. Yes, thank you. I appreciate y'all for being here. Tomorrow, day 2. So for the 2 people that was here live, I got y'all. I'm putting y'all name down because on day 3 was a spare, and I'm going to wrap something off. She said picked it up. And so anybody that's here live with me through the 3 days, your name goes into a hat. Every time you show up, your name goes into the spinner wheel so that I can prepare a gift for you. So we are going to have a great giveaway. It's going to be a great giveaway. Let me write down y'all names. Write down y'all names so I make sure I know who all is here. So if you here, because I see more people are here. If you are here and you have been here, make sure you make a comment so that I can know to put your name in the pickle wheel because I tell y'all what it is on Wednesday, on Thursday. I'll tell you what the prize is. It's a worthy prize. It's good. It's good. Anybody that know me know I ain't gonna get no mess away anyway. Okay, it's good. It's something that will definitely bless you. So if you put it in there, I promise I will put your name down. Tomorrow, I believe we're gonna hit on relationships, not just romantic relationships, because a lot of time we have doubt based off our relationships. Ooh, we're gonna talk about our circle. We're gonna talk a little bit more about making sure you get that root, and we always gonna have some homework. So y'all write these letters, okay, and bring it back on tomorrow, and we're gonna dig a little bit deeper. We're not gonna stop digging until we get to where we need to be. And I'm gonna challenge you even harder tomorrow. I'm gonna push you even more tomorrow. Why? Because you're worth it. You deserve it. You're wonderful. You're powerful. You're brilliant. You're bright. You're smart. You're chosen. You're called. You're anointed. You're appointed for such a time as this. You remember what I'm saying to you because I mean everything I'm saying, and it's coming straight from the Lord. Okay. So you walk away today knowing that you absolutely can, whatever it is that He told you to do. Seek Him and His kingdom, and He will make sure that it is applied to you, that you get it, that you understand, and that you walk in and on purpose. I love y'all dearly. Make sure y'all go and make a post. That's another entry for you. If you go and make a post and talk about how wonderful day one was, and what you may have taken away from today, hashtag destroying doubt, hashtag you can, and tag Nina Addison. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to seeing y'all back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, bye for now.